think I've sent you enough emails, pictures, so on and so on. So I'm gonna ask you today in front of all these people, when is it gonna stop? When?
We'll work with our planning and zoning director and, our zoning board and,
Are there any ordinances in this village against some of the things that we've been sending you? Do we have ordinances where you gotta keep your yard clean and cut your grass and so on and so on? Do we have any?
we have plenty of ordinances.
Okay, can we please have a copy of those? Because apparently, this village is not living up to what they're supposed to be doing. You're allowing people to live in sheds, homeless people living in sheds, human waste, needles, drug trafficking. When is it gonna stop? It's real simple. You got this gentleman here from the school. You got students walking home from school watching grown men pee off the top of the porch. How much more do we gotta watch? That's all I got to say.
Miss Betty, is your address 118 Porter?
Yep. How many times has the police been to 118 Porter compared to 119? North Miami.
Wanted to make sure I had the right address.
That's another thing. I thought that after so many phone calls on a property that you would step in and shut it down.
I do what I can. But I can't
Well,
go
you're
in,
not
I
doing
can't go and
enough.
rip somebody out of their house, so I'm doing what I can.
It's
We're
not
working
their
with
house.
planning and zoning. Okay.
So why haven't you addressed it with the owner of the house? That's what I expected right there.
Ms. Alejandro.
Hello, my name is Melissa Alejandro, and I live in Coleman Woods for 21 years this April.
What is your address?
It is 634 Colberry Court. And I moved here for the school district, by the way. I sold real estate at the time. Not allowed to talk about the schools, but we know what's going on. Okay, so when I moved there, you look puzzled. When I moved there, water was trickling down the hill, and they told me there was a creek at the top of the hill, and it would come down to the bottom creek that is alongside my property line, okay? So, these people had their houses shipped, right? I'm sure you guys all know about that. We talked about it last week. Some of you were here. Okay, well, since they fixed that, water no longer trickles down the hill. It did gush down the hill, I'd say about 8 months before all the land sunk in, okay? So the creek barely has water in it. Water doesn't trickle down the hill anymore. But now my neighbors and I share a big pond in the backyard, which I have a picture of if you'd like to see it. Okay, would you like to see it? And that's really nothing. It doesn't give it justice. It's pretty bad. Okay, so whatever they did to fix the problem caused another problem. And I don't think they did things right in the first place, because my neighbor, I mean, there's a whole history of stuff. My neighbor had water shoot up out of his yard because they put a broken water line in. They wrapped it in cloth, wrapped it in tape, and then it failed in about a year, okay? The neighbor next to him, their whole yard is sinking in. When you drive down the street and when you want to look for flaws, no matter what it is, house, outside, whatever, look at night when there's shadow. So, and you can see going right across the street where their yard is sinking in, and their concrete driveway or walkway did sink in. It's parallel to the house. Right away, they filled it back in. Now in front of that, and the whole yard's sinking in. And then you can see this whole strip. It's just perfect. It just looks like it's a line to me. And I don't know if a line's leaking. And I don't think they know what's going on. I don't think they really notice it, but something's wrong. Okay, so it's whatever they did. I don't trust for how they directed it. Oh, I'm so glad I remembered this. When they went to pump the sewers, I keep my toilet lids down always, okay? It shot my toilet lids up and water out of my toilet, and my neighbor had water all over his bathroom too.
What was it about?
We have a letter that's been sent to Dries, because this is, it's Dries and Hamilton County engineers. I don't know who's responsible. We're gonna have to find that out, but it's a Coleman Woods problem, and it's a Village of Cleves problem. So we're gonna have to probably file a lawsuit against Dries. I don't know, I mean, they just really push it, because builders do this stuff all the time. But how come we can't, and then another thing, we were supposed to have a homeowners association, which I don't really care to have, okay, but they just bailed. I didn't get any letter that said, hey, we're leaving, nobody's inspected any of this stuff. Any of these storm basins, sewers, nothing, they've just been sitting there with nothing going on. So, they should not have done that, they should not be able to get away with doing that, so we're gonna have to take that up with them, get this stuff all fixed, and then we need some kind of a fund, so why can't we just do a fund through the Village of Cleves for Pullman Woods, and you guys.
Oh, wait a minute, not just Coleman Woods, no.
Well, I'm talking about my area.
Okay,
Okay, and then you guys take your 10% like you get from Hamilton County or something? You know, I don't know. Something, we gotta do something, cause the problem's not going away.
yeah.
And my other neighbor, he was flipping out, and he had an engineer that he talked to, and supposedly there's gonna be a big problem. That we have to resolve. And that's all I got to say. Anybody have a question or anything?
Thank you. On to our solicitor's report, Mr.